Poems by Mark Saunders. The Library of Reflections. Thorndyke moved into a new house, 17 Highfield Road. It faced the west and was in all a most satisfactory abode. It was blessed with 3 large bedrooms, and much to his delight, a garden with a greenhouse where he'd spend his summer nights, reading periodicals under a bright security light. He lived there with his family, his wife and his 2 daughters. His house became his pride and joy, his castle and his fortress. For 17 years he lived within these walls in a state of marital bliss, until one morning he woke with a nagging. He knew something was amiss. He stood before the large dining room mirror to take a good look at himself. He pondered how he was looking middle-aged, but still in a splendid state of health. He had to admit that as the years grew on, some parts were definitely going south, and he thanked the Lord for his loving wife, without whom he'd be left up on the shelf. As Thorndyke stood before his image, he reflected on his past. Then a terrible chill ran up his spine, like he'd suddenly seen a ghost. A voice was coming from behind the mirror, calling him to come on in. Then all at once a hand reached through and tightly took a hold of him. Thorndyke tried hard to resist, but was pulled in by his sleeve, through the mirror and into a room which he couldn't quite believe. He stood there with his mouth wide open, in total jaw-dropping awe. He wobbled, shivered, and almost swooned, astounded by what he saw. A vast room made of many aisles, flanked each side by shelves. He swallowed a gulp and took a breath to help compose himself. A voice said, "Thorndyke, I welcome you to a special place, the Library of Reflections, where every image this mirror has seen is categorized in sections. Just choose a date or a memory, whatever be your preference. You'll find them here quite easily in our corridors of reference. Look under B and you will see births, birthdays and a baby boy. It's an archive of lost memories and all the anniversaries of joy. Look under F for your girl's first steps, festivities, frolics and fun. Relive these wonderful memories that made you what you've become." So Thorndyke spent the entire day in laughter and happiness tinged with tears, reliving all the wonderful times he'd shared in his house throughout the years. Thorndyke kept this day to himself, but he would revisit the Library of Reflections in times of slightly sombre mood and loosely lost direction. He'd go there to remember just how much he loved his kids and his wife, to fan the smouldering embers and reaffirm his love for life.